Check this out. What I have for you today is a replica of the Halo assault rifle as it appears in the video game Halo Infinite. Now that in and of itself would be pretty cool. However, this one shoots nerf darts. Yeah, this is a nerf blaster. How cool is that? So, let's get into it, but before we get into it, I seem to have lost my manners. Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Average Man Reviews, the show where I give my uneducated, unprofessional, and unpaid opinion on a wide variety of products. The show where I make bad financial decisions so that you don't have to. So with that in mind, let's talk about the Halo MA40 Nerf Blaster. Now you'll notice I referred to it as an assault rifle and now I'm calling it an MA40. What gives? Probably realized that the word assault rifle wasn't really great to put on marketing, so they chose the name of the model in the game. That's all there is to it. So, I have 3 questions that I want to address in regards to this blaster. 1, is it a good replica? 2, is it a good Nerf blaster? And 3, is it a good price? Let's do a general overview of the blaster because I don't want to miss anything when I talk about those 3 questions. I ordered it from Amazon. The retail price is $55 US most of the time. It's a very cool, very popular item. It goes out of stock very often. When it does, it stops being $55 and suddenly it becomes $80, $90, $100. If you see that, do not fear. Wait 2 weeks. It'll probably be back in stock and it will be its appropriate price. So, when I bought it from Amazon, I chose frustration-free packaging. Why is that important? Well, I don't have a box. The box that I had was a Amazon cardboard box, nothing to it. So I looked up the actual packaging for this to make sure we're not missing anything. We're not. It's just a normal package. It's got a picture of the thing, it's got like maybe a picture of Master Chief. It's nothing special. The only reason I bring this up, the Star Wars Mandalorian blaster, its box is designed to work as a display case. I wondered if they had done something similar. They had not. So box, don't even worry about it. Inside the box was the blaster, the 10-round magazine. If the magazine holds 10 rounds, what do you think the next thing I'm going to say is? 10 darts for the 10-round magazine. The removable ammo counter. I'll show it. I don't want to show it, but I'll show it. It also includes a rail riser. You could put the rail riser on. It didn't include the scope. I put that on there for informational purposes. You could put a rail riser on, you could put a scope on it. At which point it would look, how do I say this in a professional manner? Freaking goofy. I am not a fan of this. I'm really not a fan of the ammo counter being extended like this anyway. If I can just say something real quick here. This is a model of assault rifle that appears in Halo Reach and in Halo Infinite. I'm not as big a fan of this style comparative to the more classic assault rifle because of actually 3 specific things. The ammo counter, the magazine, and the hand grip. Why? The traditional assault rifle, let's put one up on screen so we can show what I'm talking about. The traditional assault rifle, the ammo counter does not protrude. It is one piece with that whole like silver front section. The magazine also does not protrude. It is flush with the body of the gun. And finally, the handguard has those large sort of over-molded finger grooves like you might see on a shotgun that, I'll be honest, ever since seeing it in the first Halo game, I always thought it looked really comfortable to hold. I know that's a real specific and real weird thing to say, but I've always looked at it and been like, man, I bet that is just like feels good in the hand. You know what I mean? There's just certain weapons, the ergonomics of them just look like they would feel good to handle. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, oh, there is one other piece I should mention. It also comes with this. This is a fake charging handle. It plugs in right here where the charging handle would be on the actual weapon, so it's good in terms of being a replica. I have left it off because it has a very slim profile, which makes it really good for being able to store it like in a rack or in a box or whatever. I really like that. Adding this like inch-long protrusion to it makes it not as easy to store, and it gives it one specific thing that can get caught on clothes and everything else. So I'll be frank, I don't respect it, so I don't use it. So other thing, these three little screws here are what holds the battery door, which is mostly well disguised. It runs on 4 C batteries. They are not included, just bear that in mind. That's kind of the overview for the outside of the blaster here. There's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get into it in terms of being a replica. Is it a good replica of the assault rifle as it appears in the video game Halo Infinite? I was going to say Reach, I stopped it. Haha. Let's put a picture of the Infinite/Reach assault rifle up and see how close they are. I'm going to say it's pretty spot on. In terms of its accuracy to what it is portraying, while also still being able to fire darts. A lot of times you get dart blaster replicas that fail on both accounts because they end up not being particularly high performing blasters because they're relying on the replica side. They end up not being very good replicas because they've changed it from its actual appearance to accommodate the ability to fire darts. They end up kind of in this no man's land in between where they just kind of suck. That's not the case with this one, which is really cool. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. The cheek weld here for aiming. The cheek weld is actually a hidden jam door so that you can fish out the darts if they get stuck inside there. As far as replicas go, being that it's based on a Nerf blaster, if it's durable for some toddlers to run around the backyard beating each other with, it's gonna survive 6 hours on the floor at Comic-Con, all right? It's gonna handle all the dust that it can get when it's sitting on a shelf. Because that's one thing, right? Sometimes you just want cool stuff to put on a shelf for your backgrounds. And that's, even the color scheme is not bad, right? The color scheme is, I'd call it inoffensive. I'm obviously going to repaint it, but it's not one that looks hideous if you were to keep it as a collectible and not change anything about it. So durability, also availability. You can get it on Amazon. If you wanted a Halo assault rifle replica, you'd probably have to go to Etsy. I can damn sure say you ain't getting it for less than $55. Any of those replicas you're looking at are going to be at least 80 to 100 if you're on Etsy, probably more, right? There are other replicas in this same sort of adult collector style that Nerf has made. The pulse rifle from the Aliens movies would be the most recent one. Now, I bring this up because the pulse rifle also has an ammo counter. However, the pulse rifle's ammo counter is functional. It actually tracks the darts and it's a digital display screen that counts down and stuff. The pulse rifle is also double the price. It retails at $100. So I can forgive this not having electronics because of the price that it comes in at. There's literally only one thing that I can say that there's genuinely no excuse for. Flashlight. The flashlight is just plastic. Nothing. There's nothing there. It's just a little piece of plastic. At $55 for what is essentially a long Raven, and the Raven retailed for like 25 or 30 bucks. You're telling me we couldn't stick a little $1 Harbor Freight flashlight in there? Come on. That seems, I mean, it's a minor thing, but it does bother me. And I mean, I might be in the minority here in that regard, but I think it is kind of there's no reason that they shouldn't have done it, you know? But that's me just harping on stuff to harp on stuff. So overall, yeah, I think it's worth the price. I think it's a great replica. The only thing that we really got to worry about is if it's a good Nerf blaster, and we're going to take it out back and find that out pretty fast. So, without further ado, I didn't check how far away that target is, so I'm going to do that, and then we're going to shoot stuff. All right. I'm going to be shooting from this crack in the sidewalk right here. From that crack to the whiteboard is 35 feet. From that crack to the fence is 40 feet. I lost the magazine at some point. I'll be right back. Okay. So, it's supposed to come with 10 darts. Somehow I lost half of them without shooting anything yet. So, I got 5 darts. I don't know if this will be compatible with Adventure Force darts, because I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of Adventure Force darts because they, work good. The Nerf Elite style darts that don't work very good, I don't have because they don't work good. So to test this thing with what it comes with, I've only got 5 shots. Test it with the darts it came with for now to get an accurate representation. Okay. 5 darts, most of them hit at 28 to 30 feet, with one of them landing at 35 feet. So we're going to try that again. We got 10 rounds this time, 5 Nerf, 5 Adventure Force. Place your bets. Will the Adventure Force even fire? Will they fire? Will they have better performance than the Nerf darts? The Nerf darts were spread out over a good radius. The Adventure Force darts all landed like in one spot. So I think they have a little more integrity, flight integrity, not like they're more honest. Still shooting from 35 feet away. How much do I have to angle this to get it to hit the whiteboard? Let's find out. Seriously? I think we have distance pretty well established. Absolute maximum range is like 40 feet. Realistic range is like 30. So, I've moved our target in closer. It's at 28 feet. We're going to see how many times it hits in the same area if it hits the target. So, without further ado, I've noticed this. This has happened a few times. I put the magazine in, and it will not go. It's not overloaded. I have 10 rounds in there. It's a 10 round mag. What the hell? And there's no reason, as far as I can tell, that it does this. Now it works. I don't know why. I've noticed that a couple of times now, that I thought I was doing it wrong, but it just doesn't acknowledge the magazine sometimes to trip the rev trigger, which is weird. But anyway. So this time I will actually angle it and try to correct a little bit, because I didn't move at all. I was just firing straight to kind of give us a control. So let's see what it's actually capable of if we're trying to direct it and work with it a little bit. I'll be real with you. I don't feel like walking down there. I'm going to load this up with Adventure Force darts. I know I'm using Adventure Force darts to test the capabilities of a Nerf blaster. Sorry if that screws up the scientific results. Noticing the way that they fly, moving it a little bit to counteract for that. I hit the target quite a few times. So let's try like 25 feet. 25 or 20 feet, and I'll see if I can hit like some red solo cups or something, whatever I got on hand. I have moved our targets to 25 feet. I was going to use red solo cups, but I have blue solo cups. I didn't know they made blue solo cups. I don't know why I have blue solo cups. That's what we're using. Starting for the left side. We'll reload and try again. The wind has knocked down some of our targets, which is fine. I'm going to close in to the point that the target is 20 feet away, and we're going to see how it goes from there. Remember what I said. I always try to give things the most fair chance. Rapid firing with this is not great. When the flywheels catch a dart, they slow down afterwards. I'm not giving the flywheels enough time to spool back up. You can hear that in the motor. When they spool up, it gets more powerful, it hits the right distance. Some of those shots were dropping before 20 feet. So, I'm going to reload one more time, and I'm going to take my time between shots and make sure the motor hits full rev, see if that makes any difference. Okay. So long as you understand how the motors have to spool up, which I admit I was not doing, but in an actual game you probably wouldn't be doing that. So in terms of something fun to just shoot like around the house or fun for the kids to play with, like whatever, I think it's great. Definitely worth the money. Definitely great as a replica. Good price point, assuming that you get it when it's not being scalped. The caveat to it is, yeah, it's not really a great blaster in the sense of using it for competitive play or probably even using it for games around the house. You'd probably be better off with like a Springer for house games just because the flywheels are extremely noisy. But yeah, I would say it's worth its price so long as you're a Halo fan. If you're not a fan of Halo, if you don't really care about the aesthetics, then what you have here is essentially $50 for a long Raven. That's basically what you have. You have a Raven that has some extra stuff to it, and it's 50 bucks. So look at it however you want to look at it, but I give it my seal of approval, and think that it's pretty cool. So until next time, I'll catch you later.